Now for our feature story of the day. Bitcoin can surge to 500,000 per coin if the U.S. adopts Bitcoin as a reserve asset, says billionaire Mike Novogratz. That's right. And you already know Bitcoin's going to become a strategic reserve asset. Cynthia Lummis already has the bill. Something like the U.S. buying 1 million Bitcoin over the next course of 5 years, which is virtually 200,000 Bitcoin being purchased per year. Send it. So here's the story, yo. Novogratz is forecasting the potential price trajectory of Bitcoin if the incoming administration of the President Trump adopts Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset. And already looks like it's a done deal if you're to ask me, but let me know your thoughts. In the Bloomberg interview, Novogratz says Bitcoin can skyrocket by over 400%. Wow, 400%, bro. Let that one sink in considering we're above 90 Gs from the current level of the U.S. builds a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Because guess what? Trump already said he would. He already announced it at the Bitcoin Nashville, Tennessee event, and Cynthia Lummis spoke right after Trump, doubling down. So yeah, Cynthia Lummis promised soon after Trump won the presidential election. Quoting her here, if we get the Bitcoin reserve, and as a guy that owns a lot of Bitcoin, I guess this is Novogratz, my bad. If you get a Bitcoin reserve and as a guy that owns a lot of the Bitcoin, I will not cry. And if you see me crying, they will be crocodile tears. I think Bitcoin has to 500 Gs. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Novogratz. And according to Novogratz, the potential adoption of the Bitcoin as a reserve asset by the U.S. could have a ripple effect globally, not to be confused with XRP though. It is a whole different paradigm because it forces every other country, and countries are already buying. And I've got a dear friend, the guy who turned me on to Bitcoin in 2013, who's in the Middle East right now. And he said he has never seen anything like it. He's convincing more people to buy the Bitty. In the 3 days he has been there and any time his whole career, there's huge pools of capital, and we're seeing something globally. When Trump advocated in Nashville that he was going to be a crypto president, a Bitcoin president, and now he's the president. Let me tell you something. Other leaders heard that. And so I think we are strapping in for what could be an amazing rally. Thanks, Captain Obvious, but hey, what the heck. The Galaxy Digital CEO says there's a low probability that the U.S. could adopt Bitcoin as a reserve asset. I don't know why he thinks it's a low probability, but I want to point a couple of things out about Novogratz, just to be fair. At the Bitcoin Miami conference a couple of years back, he's the infamous one who was showing off his Luna tattoo, which ended up being a Ponzi scheme. So is he a little shady? More than likely. More than likely. So I think there's a very high probability of the United States adopting Bitcoin as a reserve asset, but I want to know your thoughts, and I'm just going to read you one more quote from him. I don't necessarily think the dollar needs anything to back it up. What is he, retarded? We have the strongest military in the world. We have a dominant economy in the world, and the reserve currency we have earned. And to need to back up the reserve currency is counterintuitive. Again, trust nobody, verify everything, but nonetheless, that's his personal thoughts. My personal thinking here, I believe Bitcoin will get adopted as a U.S. strategic reserve asset for the United States. And I think 500,000 is some bullshit prediction. 800,000 as a low. I agree with Max Kaiser. Max says Bitcoin's going to hit 800 Gs. If you missed the podcast where I just recently covered that, be sure to check it out. And here's the bill. Check this out. This is already official, so this is not like hearsay. Senator Lummis, S4912 bill, Bitcoin Act of 2024, introduced into the U.S. Congress for vote. Here's the proof. Here's the website from the congress.gov website. This is the actual bill, and you can actually see it. I'm going to click on it. Look at that. S4912 Bitcoin Act of 2024. You see that? It's already a done deal. It's happening. It's happening, family. And as you can see here, it breaks down some more of the details of the bill. I'm not going to read verbatim for you, but I just wanted to point that out. And as Marty Party shared here, the bill, the act, Bitcoin Act of 2024, introduced to the U.S. Congress for a vote. A, purchase not more than 200,000 Bitcoins per year over a 5-year period for a total acquisition of 1 million Bitcoin, which is practically 5% of the circulating supply. B, conduct purchases in a transparent, strategic manner to minimize the market disruption. And C, hold Bitcoin acquired under this section in trust for the United States as provided in this section. What are your thoughts? 500 Gs. Holla, and welcome everyone to the Q&A segment of the live stream as Nipsey continues to lick himself. Sailor says U.S. Bitcoin reserves is a done deal. Exactly what I'm trying to say. So it's very ironic to me that Novogratz would go out there and start fudding, saying that's a very low probability. Is he trying to FUD Bitcoin and promote some other shitcoins. I mean, that's his background, so I honestly don't know what to think of that. But to me, it seems very clear, like a no-brainer. The United States is moving towards that direction because the president is pro-Bitcoin and his entire team is pro-Bitcoin. And when you got a crypto Bitcoin team, what does the Bitcoin team do? Adopt the Bitcoin, right? So it only makes sense. And look at the Nipponator. We got the next Nipponator indicator, new all-time high in play.